Greetings, this is Darvain and welcome back to the second tutorial on how to create a HeroQuest game using Roll20. In the last tutorial we covered how to create a game and how to set up the map with some easy ways to do it, bearing in mind that it's pretty much a case of you can put as much or as little effort into your games as you want. So find whatever's easiest for you, and remember there is some the tutorials are for Roll20 are already there and are pretty good, and you can have fun exploring things like fog of war and dynamic lighting. Although I personally don't use dynamic lighting, but that's not the point. Okay, first off we want to make sure we are on the objects and tokens layer, because we are going to do characters and tokens. Okay, now first off I'm going to do the easiest way is, if you've got a library, as you said, which I have here, I showed previously how to upload directly. If you've forgotten, it's literally you go here, choose a file, okay, in this case tokens, model tokens, heroes, and we'll just use the barbarian for this one. But for some reason I forgot to put the hero tokens into my library. Never mind. But anyway, all you really have to do, barbarian token, move them out. There you go, and then it's a case of moving the tokens around. You know, so for example, say we want the barbarian to move, roll 2d6, the barbarian can move up to 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go, simple move, that's it. Now, there are some options for tokens, and we will cover these, but we basically, you'll notice we've got some numbers here. This is useful if you want to set up things like health bars. For example, the barbarian has 8 body points. So we could go, alright, let's go to overlapping. Let's create a bar for that. Okay, well, we've done that and we've set it, but it's not bar because it's only 8 of nothing. But if we make it 8 of 8, there's a bar on the bottom, and if we zoom in, you can see that a bit better. And you can easily edit that. So take a point, you take the point of damage. So it goes to 7 of 8. You gain 2 points of damage. That allows you to take you over your top. So you go to 9 of 8 with the little plus to say you've got more than your maximum. You take a load of damage, end up down at 1 point, so you're in the minimum. And then you refill and you go, you know what, you're back at 8. Down here are some options and icons. I tend to use that as a simple way of saying that they're down. Effects can go up in the corner, as can these dots. And really, if you're happy with you doing that, that is really all you need to play. I mean, these other ones, which are 2 other bars, for example, you can have, if you want to remember how how many attack dice character has, a token has. You can put it in the red one, for example, as 3 attack dice. So say the barbarian wants to attack, roll 3d6, because you see the number there, you can do it automatically. There you go. And if you remember, 6 is a skull, so that's 1 skull. 6 is a black shield, so that's 1 black shield. 4 is a white shield, and we 1 to because 4 to 5 is a white shield, and 1 to 3 is a skull. So that would be, ignoring the numbers, that would be 1 skull. It's that simple. Likewise, you could put defense in that one there and do a similar thing. Okay. And that is pretty much all you need to do to play. But if we come to here, can add, and we'll add a character. We will create character for the barbarian. Gives you an example name, but you want to edit it. Now, the easiest trick that I've found is quite simple. Basically, upload some artwork into the avatar. In this case, barbarian. Name it as the barbarian. And that's it. If you want any bio or info, you can do that. There's your character sheet. Right, now with that over here, you can literally drag that out. And if you decide to do things, say you want to make sure it's always got stats. So 8, 3, 2. You can go in and edit this and so use that so that that is always going to be the default token when it comes out. So we can go, you know what, barbarian starts in this corner. Over here it's got stats. If you want to set it up with a health bar like we did before, you can do that. So 8 of 8. It says, you'll notice that it says it represents the barbarian. Save those changes. So that's bottom overlapping, because that's how I tend to play it. And then you can go in and edit this and remove that and use the selected token. Now, if you do that, you've automatically got your health bar. Okay. But we can go beyond that if you want to. For example, bio and info, if you look on the edit, it's literally, gym notes are only a visible note to you, obviously. Bio, you can write stuff and it comes up on the sheet. So as you go, Rogar the Barbarian. The attributes and abilities, you get to create, basically attributes are data fields for important stats that often change, and abilities allow you to add things like macros to do stuff that you tend to do quite often, which we can cover later. So say for our barbarian, we want the standard. Okay, we know that they have a move of 2, for in this case it's 2 dice, and we know that the barbarian has a body of 8 of 8. That's our bar set up. The barbarian has an attack of 3 dice and as a defends with 2 dice. Okay, that's it. We got some fields to do that. Then what we can do, go in here, is going back to basic, where we can see it's linked. We can actually change these. So, say that's 1 of 1, 5 defense, 2 attack. We can actually say no. If we want it to change and we change it, we can actually define it as being associated with these fields that we've just created. For example, we know if we assign it to the body, we know that the bar 1 will always be assigned to body, and bar 2 is always defense, and bar 3 is always attack. That way, if we change these numbers, for example, that goes to 4, can look on the character sheet and see that it's changed the current body to 4. As a bar, it's 4 of 8. If we change the attack from 3 to 1, then the attack goes down to 1, and it's linked up, so you've got a character sheet. And this is useful for creating tokens. It's that simple. Now, I mean, the same principle can be done for monsters quite easily. I mean, in the maze we use orcs, and if we look at the orc card, which I don't happen to have handy, but I do have a scan of here. Monsters, orc. Can't really see, but we know they have a move of 8 squares, attack of 3 dice, defense of 2 dice, and 1 body in UK version of HeroQuest. So that's 8, 3, 2, and 1. Well, we got the barbarian with the stats done out, so we can simply edit and duplicate. It's a quick way to make. So let's copy a barbarian. But what we're going to do is we're going to go in, edit that. Okay, this is going to be an orc. Let's remove it because we obviously don't want it using the token. And for the avatar, we can, and here's a neat trick, we can use, I mean, I've got mine set up, the avatars are actually their cards, just for the look of it, but you can do something like, say, the orc, drag an art asset into something like that. There you go, there's your avatar. Go back, the orc is done, the attributes, they're exactly the same as the barbarian, but we can do it 1, 1, move of 8, and 3 and 2, I believe was the stats. That's what we'll go with that one for the character, and then we can drag the orc out and place them wherever you want. Now, basically you can see that it has not transferred because the default token, we haven't set one, but we can go into here and we can go okay, and this is why I like this. We know the green works for body, defend, and attack. Now, because you might have multiple copies of, once you've got the bits set up, the tokens how you want set up, you can always then set these back to none set the bar up as you need. In this case, I tend to go with a top overlapped and compact, so you see a green bar, but you don't see how much the value they've got, and you can see the little green bar over the top there, very compact. And then you can go in, edit this token, and that's the default token. And all you need to do is place these wherever they are, and then when you go with one, it should affect just that token. But you can basically drag out orcs and put them in wherever you need them to go, really. So that's that done. So, I mean, there's only 6 orcs, so we can do that quite quickly. And for the sake of argument, because you'll notice something that's interesting, let's assume they're playing that you've got playing 4 barbarian characters. Because this is a weakness that I discovered, and I want to thank I can't remember who it is off the top of my head without looking it up. Begins with K on the HeroQuest Mentor Study Discord. See? Okay. If we were to have these all linked up, defend, attack, because it's, if you do link them up and then decide that's the default token, which you will probably want to do if you intend to do multiple maps like I do. For example, default token, get rid of you, and we'll drag you out. Is useful for adding characters to maps quickly. It comes out with everything already set. But, and this is the interesting thing, you have to notice that, say they gain 4 hit points, everyone that's linked to that token, however many copies, will all gain 4 hit points. So for characters which are unique, you can keep the link so that the character sheet and the token are linked, but for generic monsters like the orcs, you'll want it so that although the stats are initially turned over to be unique, they don't stay that way, so that you can kill them separate. You can remove body points separately. Okay, and that is pretty much how you can create tokens, and that is more than enough to play a very basic game of HeroQuest. And it's from here on, it's pretty much a case of adding whatever extra detail and tips and stuff that you want for your game, and we'll cover some of that in the next tutorial. So I've been Davane doing this tutorial on tokens and characters on how to play HeroQuest on Roll20. And until next time, goodbye.